was a hockey kid who could really score. He picked up a stick, learned to fly on the ice. Devils drafted him high, said you're rolling the dice. Go, 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 Johnny Mac. 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 He went to the Meadowlands, they did debut. Against the Rangers, he was feeling brand new. Skated down the wing, wrist shot like a gun. Johnny McLean, yeah, the Devil's chosen one. Go, 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 Johnny Mac. 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 Way back in '88 against Chicago's crew. Overtime thriller, the red light flew. He beat 'em with a blast, sent the Devils to the dance. First playoff berth, put the franchise in a trance. Go, 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 Johnny Mac. 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 3 straight 40 goal years, he was lighting the lamp. Sniper from the circle, power play champ. 95 cup run, hoisting it high. Stanley in Jersey, Johnny touching the sky. Go, 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 Johnny Mac. 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 Now the Ring of Honor calls his name up in lights. Devils forever through the days and the nights. From Oshawa kid to a legend in red, Johnny McLean, yeah, the Devils' best said. Go, 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 Johnny Mac. 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 Johnny Mac. Johnny McLean.
Hi, this is Chico Resch. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Happy Devils Tuesday. This is Game Day Live, coming to you live from American Whiskey up at the Attic. I'm your host, Sam Wu, here with Vinnie Parise out of Chicago, Illinois. Yes, that Vinnie Parise, Hockey News, pucksandpitchforks.com, USA Today. I'll make up another publication.
Game Day Live.
Game Day Live, Da Bears News. I'm just kidding around. As we're streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, X Live, Twitch, and now on Instagram Live on the Let's Go Devils Network. We got brick hockey up here. There's like 1,000 kids up here running around. Just these little munchkins just running around, causing havoc. But that's okay. As you can tell, it's a lively scene here, Vinny. Let me just get away from the camera. I mean, there's a lot of people up here. A lot of people up here on Johnny Mac night. On top of everything else, thank you to Lawrence for this beautiful gift that he got me. It looks like a Christmas ornament. I'm not sure, or is this something that I put in my car or whatever? It's Santa taking a dump on the New York Rangers and Philadelphia Flyers and the New York Islanders as well, getting all those teams. And, thinking about Johnny Mac and, the rivalries back in the 80s and 90s when Johnny Mac played at Brendan Byrne Arena and Continental Airlines Arena. Like I told you before, Vinny, as a fan, going to those games, going to those big rivalry games, it was like going to Action Park. You went to get hurt because the fans used to fight in the stands. And, the Johnny Mac days, where, guys would fight because, to be honest with you, he was an offensive player, but Johnny Mack would stick up for his teammates, and he would always be part of that scrum in front of the net.
I don't think there's any doubt about it. He was probably the first elite, borderline elite offensive player in New Jersey Devils history, at least as a forward. Played for the Devils for 14 seasons, parts of 14 seasons. With the Devils, he had 347 goals, 354 assists, 701 points in 934 games played. He went on to score a couple more goals, got his career totals up a little bit as a member. He had a cup of coffee with the New York Rangers, the San Jose Sharks, and the Dallas Stars along the way. It's pretty interesting to see that some forwards have come along the way that have since surpassed John McClain in terms of their, overall talent in a Devils uniform. But I do think it's fair to say he was the pioneer of being a forward, a great high-end goal-scoring forward in a New Jersey Devils uniform.
Yeah, not only was high-end, and I talked about this on the Morning Woo, because this is very important. He suffered a major knee injury after coming off one of his career highs in 1991. In the preseason 1991, he literally blew out his knee. And in those days, Vinny, blowing out your knee meant you're not coming back. Your career's done. But he elected to have this surgery, which was innovative at the time, and Johnny Mack actually rehabbed and was able to come back, and not only come back, have a very productive career and help the Devils win the Stanley Cup. I don't think people realize, at that time period, when that happened, we thought he was gone, but there was a chance he might come back. Scott Stevens was just acquired in that, I don't know what you want to call it, the super acquisition for compensation for that whole Brendan Shanahan thing. And getting Scott Stevens and then not having your top scorer in the lineup in 1991, that was tough. So he missed that series, the 91-92 series, if I remember correctly, when the Devils played the New York Rangers for the first time in franchise history in the playoffs. If you remember that series, that was Johnny Mack wasn't there, but that series, I mean, heck, I think that was one of the last bench clearing brawls I've ever seen, because that not only did it extend outside the bench, the entire benches, but then it went back into the bench as well. And I think if I'm not mistaken, was it Scott Stevens decking Ty Domi on the bench? I have to go back.
That sounds right.
Yeah, that was something else back then. But Johnny Mack, again, one of those builders, unappreciated, because he came up with Danico and Bruce Driver. These were original Devils, and they were the captains, the alternate captains, when Scott Stevens handed the Stanley Cup to, right next to him when they won the Cup in '95. It's a really special moment for me and a lot of Devils fans.
Absolutely. After the 90-91 season, where he had 45 goals and 33 assists for 78 points in 78 games, being a point per game player as a Devil in those times, it meant something. And you called him unappreciated. That's probably fair. He was playing in a time where Wayne Gretzky was in the middle of his prime, already on the Kings at that point. Jaromir Jagr's in the league. Mario Lemieux is in the league. So he's not going to be, in the same conversation as those guys, which, adds to his underappreciation. And then, like you said, he hurts his knee in the preseason ahead of the 91-92 season, misses the entire season, comes back in 92-93, 24 goals, 24 assists for 48 points in 80 games. Not bad for coming off such, at the time, especially, like you said, a big surgery. And then the following year, 93-94, 37 goals, 33 assists, 70 points. Big year. They lose to the Rangers in the postseason, the debacle that ended that season. But then the following year, 94-95, plays a miraculous role in the New Jersey Devils winning the first Stanley Cup in franchise history, sweeping the Detroit Red Wings in the Stanley Cup final. I mean, when you think of all-time great Devils forwards, his name is certainly going to be at or near the top with guys like Patrick Elias. We hope that some of the guys on the current team elevate themselves into that conversation, but John McClain was the team's Patrick Elias before Patrick Elias came along.
And if you look at his numbers, okay, you can honestly make a case for Hockey Hall of Fame in terms of strictly what he has accomplished. He's not going to get there. I'm not saying that, but he's just barely within that conversation. Just, a conversation at the bar, because his numbers are very similar to Patrick Elias's numbers in terms of offensive production. But obviously Elias with 2 cups with the New Jersey Devils, Patrick Elias, a lifelong New Jersey Devil. The jury's out if he's going to be in the Hockey Hall of Fame one day. That's going to take a lot of lobbying. But I want to know, and let's ask the YouTube Live, what's your favorite Johnny Mac moment? I mean, we talk about the 1988 making the playoffs for the first time. And without giving out people's ages, the first generation Devils fans, and I'm talking about the generation that only knows New Jersey Devils, not really any other team. So basically the young fan, when the Devils made the playoffs, I was only 8 years old, I think, at the time. That was a big deal. That was a big deal because that had never happened. Okay, you got a New Jersey team in the playoffs, and if I'm not mistaken, the Rangers got knocked out that year as well. I have to, if my memory serves me correct, the Rangers got knocked out because of that. They were the, I guess, 9th seed, or actually, no, they were probably 5th place in the Patrick division. Maybe that's how it worked back then. And so the Devils go on this run, and they're all over the newspapers. They're the talk of the town. It's, the Nets, obviously New Jersey Nets weren't doing anything. The Knicks were starting to bud with Patrick Ewing. And they go on this magical run, and this made a lot of first-generation Devils fans. Because, as a kid, or if you're a casual fan, you really don't know, but that captured everybody's attention. Have another donut. And that McLean was all part of that. And also, just remember as well, just to fast forward, when he came back from that injury, his coach was Herb Brooks. I can't imagine what that's like. You're coming back from injury, and your coach is Herb Brooks, who's probably one of the more demanding coaches, of all time. So I found that pretty interesting as well.
Absolutely. And, coming back to a coach like Herb, I think, was probably a good thing coming off the injury. Herb knew how to push people's buttons and get the most out of guys depending on what their situation was. So, that's obviously really cool. And to come to New Jersey in '82 and be mostly pathetic for, what would you say, like 3 or 4 years in terms of being on the ice.
Yeah.
You could tell the Devils were building something. Their first ever draft picks, I think Danica was their first ever draft pick, or the second ever draft pick, say that year, whatever. They started building a foundation right away. It took a couple years, but McLean's goal to send them into the postseason, it was just such a monumental moment that affects the Devils today, because until that point, Wayne Gretzky called them the Mickey Mouse franchise, right? And
Plus the 334 game, where only 334 fans showed up after getting snowed on.
Yes, but 1,334 will tell you they were there. I think we crack that joke every time the game gets brought up.
Oh, I know. Do you know how many phonies that have told me that? I'm like, no, you're not. You're not even on that. You're not even on that clipboard. But a good friend of the podcast, Bruce Zeman, was there. He was definitely there. And his name is on that list as well, the 334. So we're seeing some comments. Wimpy says Chris Morris and Reggie Theus. He's talking about the New Jersey Nets back in those days. Like, was it Roy Hinson? I don't know. Nobody knows who these guys were back then. But but the Drazen Petrovic days were pretty awesome. I was a big fan of Drazen Petrovic. Unfortunately, he passed away in a car accident. Let me tell you, he was the best pure shooter in the NBA, and then probably as good or maybe better than Steph Curry. Steph Curry's awesome, but Drazen Petrovic was so clutch with his jump shot. It's just amazing. Anyway, Seeing Michael Hayes said 1988 making playoffs, first time top 10 Devil event. Okay. Let's see.
I agree with that.
Yeah. It has to be. I mean, the call was great. Gary
might be
Thorne
like
was
number
amazing.
It might be number 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Really, realistically, like the 3 cups are 1, 2, and 3. And then you can have a debate between 01, 2012, and that season for the 4th, 5th, and 6th, honestly. I think.
Yeah,
Unless
I mean,
I'm forgetting something.
Gary Thorne nailed that call. You know, because
yeah.
if you watched like 45 seconds before he scored that goal, like the Devils had the puck behind the net. It's overtime. It's like the Devils, you know, what did he say? Is they got to, you know, win or whatever he said. And then it just on and on and on. And it was just like that build up, and then rebound, and then score. And then Darren Pang is just like sitting there like all in disgust, the Blackhawks. Yeah, and Service right. That's the year, me too. Sean Burke was a rookie that year. And Sean Burke, again, was one of his mask, you know, that he wore. Like, he was, like, awesome. Awesome. And I actually have his Sean Burke SI for Kids rookie card. I stole it from the library, you know, because they had, like, magazines, and I took that from the library.
I remember when Sports Illustrated used to have, like, those cardboard player cards inside the magazine. I'm not too young for that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I remember that completely. And, you know, these Devils teams that existed in the late 80s that McLean was a part of that made the playoffs and kind of set the tone, they didn't win the Cup then until 94. Yeah. You know, that's 6 years later. And I want people to remember that when watching the modern-day Devils. Danica was drafted in 82. They didn't win the Cup till 94 and then won 3. It takes time. It takes frustration. It wasn't perfect from making the Cup until 94. They weren't making Eastern Conference Finals every year.
95.
95, yeah, 94.
Yeah.
Ew. Yeah, so it was even longer. Like it takes time. And they didn't even make runs to the conference finals every year from 88 to 95 either. Like, there was development, there was frustration, there was extra pieces that needed to be built. So 2023 set an unrealistic expectation. There's frustration, there's things that happen. Jack Hughes, Nisha, they're still young guys. It takes time. It doesn't even always happen. And I'm not trying to spin zone this into making you feel good about the modern day Devils, because there's really not a good reason to feel great about them right now. But I mean, facts are facts that, you know, sometimes you got to lay the foundation if you ever want to build on top of it, because, you know, it wasn't all great from the second he scored that goal against Darren Pang, who I love, by the way, personal friend Darren Pang. He's always at the United Center now. That's the only reason.
Well, you know, it's funny you say that, because one time I went to Johnny Mac during the year-long lockout. Devils were holding a kind of free autograph session because they felt bad for the fans, and Johnny Mac was there. And I had a picture of Johnny Mac. I was like, you know, who's this to? And I was like, could you write to Sam? I forgot what I told him. I said, could you write this to Sam? Darren Pang is still upset over that goal. And then write John McLean. He's like, nah, get out of here.
That's funny. Next time I talk to Panger, if he's clearly in a good mood, I will ask him about the goal that McLean scored on him in '88.
He was not too happy. I mean, you watched the film.
Oh, I'm sure.
He took it personally, you know. But, you know, I mean, you got to tell Darren Pang, because later on he was with ESPN, you know, covering all those Devils Cup teams with ESPN. Mm-hmm. And if he wasn't like the color commentator, he was definitely, you know, someone on the ice that would report. But Darren Pang, like, he's part of Devils history because of that goal, because that made a lot of first-generation Devils fans, like I said. Like, it totally did, because it was just like, that was the aha moment. I'm going to follow this team. And then they went on that Cinderella run, which nobody expected. I mean, they took the Boston Bruins to 7 games. You know, 7 games. And they could have made it to the Stanley Cup Finals. And who they would have played? I forgot who they would have played.
In '88, would it have been the Calgary Flames?
I thought the Calgary Flames were in '89 when they won.
Then it would have been Edmonton.
It would have been Edmonton. Wow.
The Wayne Gretzky-less Edmonton. Right? Didn't they? Islanders were 80 through 83, and then 84, 85, 86, 87, and 88 were all Edmonton. That last one was only with Messier, though. Gretzky was already gone to LA.
You know what?
I'm almost positive. I'm almost positive. They traded
crazy.
Gretzky and then won the cup again the fifth time with Messier as the captain.
When did Wayne Gretzky start with the Kings? I don't remember.
I think it's 89, 9, or 88, 89. No, 87, 88.
Yeah, it's so close. I got to look this up. Sorry, folks, but I hate fact checking on there.
No, that's what we do on this show.
Me. Yeah,
that's what we do on this show.
That's just going to bother me. And you know somebody's going to beat me to the punch.
It was Edmonton, but they had Gretzky. 88, 89 is his first year with LA.
Okay. Can you imagine if that happened? Again, they tried to rig it for Ray Bourque back in '88. Just kidding. 2001 was rigged for Ray Bourque, but
it would have been objectively funny for a Wayne Gretzky Oiler team to. Oh, but did the Mickey Mouse comment happen yet at that point?
Yes. It happened around 83 or 84.
Okay. So he was still with Edmonton.
Ron Lowe was the Devils goalie, and that was Gretzky's friend, and he felt bad for him. You know, his intention was help your goaltender out because he's getting killed out there, you know.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that would have been – that's a pucksandpitchforks.com article. Get Nick Villano to write it. The what if. What if the Devils had beaten the Boston Bruins? What if the have another donut didn't happen? And the Devils, you know, because that's kind of screwed up the Devils' mojo too. You know, that whole thing where Schoenfeld, you know, had to sit a game. I thought it was BS, if you ask me. I thought it was BS.
Sam, I love Devils history. I love Devils history so much.
You know what? I love Devils history too, but I'm always like thinking if there's a way I can change it, but I can't. You know, kind of like that revisionist history.
Breaking news.
What's that?
Andre Palat is being held out tonight for roster-related reasons. He is not on the ice for New Jersey Devils warm-ups.
Well. Boy, how long did that take? Buying that Palat jersey. I also got breaking news as well. You want to hear this?
Lay it on me.
Like an idiot. You know when you renew, you know, I'm a 25-year season ticket holder, and every 5 years on the 5-year mark, they give you a jersey. They give you a 10-year jersey. They call it 10-year jersey. And they asked me what I wanted. Do you know who I chose?
Palat?
No, I picked Luke Hughes. Look what happened to him.
He'll be back.
Look what happened to him. I ruined his life.
He'll be back after the Olympics.
I ruined his life. As all these little kids are like probably turning around staring at me. Who's this guy yelling? I ruined his life. Wow, so Palat is being held out.
Yep.
Wow. I got to text that to...
Well, good thing I'm covering Blackhawks versus Wild from home in case we got to act on that.
Wow. Where were you when Palat got traded? Oh, is that Johnny Mac night? I'm just kidding.
They're celebrating one of their greatest forwards of all time.
Yeah.
On a night that they hold out, probably. I don't want to call Palat a total regret. He really helped them win Game 7 against the Rangers.
Yeah.
That is undisputable. Anybody has a problem with me saying that, you could hit the DMs on Twitter. He really helped them win Game 7. I'm not saying they would not have won it without him. They did shut them out 4-0. He didn't score all 4 goals or assist on all 4 goals, but he played a role in the New Jersey Devils winning that series and that game. Fact.
Where'd you get this?
Thanks for that. Amanda.
Yeah. Wow.
Pretty crazy.
Wow. Well,
Funny how we go from talking Devils history to like freezing in our tracks.
Yeah, let's
some big Devils news.
Let's ask the YouTube live. What are your thoughts of? So is it? Do you know who he's going to?
No. The trade there might not even be a trade.
Oh.
It's roster related reasons, meaning I remember in 2023, that year the Devils played the Rangers in the playoffs. There was that famous Patrick Kane getting held out of the Blackhawks lineup for trade related reasons, and it's because they were working on a trade with the New York Rangers, but it wasn't done yet. It happened like for a week straight before it finally happened. Like this happens all the time now, and teams aren't shy about it anymore. A guy used to just be healthy scratched and they wouldn't tell you why, and you had to assume it was because it was for a trade or not. But I mean, his value plummets if he plays in this game against the Jets and then they get he gets hurt.
Yep.
So
wow.
I assume that makes the Devils buyers if they're trying to move off Palat, though. Like, why else would they be trying to move off his money now?
Yeah.
That's the only thing I wonder, too, unless, I don't know.
Yeah, I just don't like that vague language. Roster. What was it?
If I were you, I would read between the lines as it not being that vague of language. It is, but they're telling you they're trying to trade him. That's what that means.
Yeah.
I say that with a fair amount of confidence.
Wow.
Live on air. I like when these things happen live
You
on
see,
air.
folks?
I'm here for it.
You see, folks, now you guys owe me money because now I got to pay off my plot jersey.
I can't believe it. You ever need a guy just yeeted out of town? Freaking send Sam Wu a DM at Primetime Sam Wu.
Yeah, because I got an email and I totally forgot about this Luke Hughes jersey that I'm supposed to pick it up today. And I asked Beer Baron, I was like, maybe I shouldn't pick it up because the guy already signed a contract. He's like, nah, it's okay. But see, if I pick it up, I'm going to do what I did with Tom. I'll just blame him if, I don't know. Yeah, if you need a player out of town, we should have a GoFundMe so I can go buy it. Then I'm not out of money. I don't know.
Realistically, a player that you want out of town. If you bought a Jack Hughes jersey, your magic would run out. Realistically, someone who wants Jack Hughes gone because they think he has a punchable face or something, the magic don't work on stuff like that.
I
players
actually,
that have a chance to go.
I kind of stole one. Well, not really stole one. Somebody left a reverse retro Jack Hughes jersey on our set once. And I asked Frank, whose jersey is this? And he's like, I don't know. So we put it up, lost and found for 7 days. And after 7 days, I was like, it's mine now. It was a 2XL Fanatics, reproduction. So
I have a Jack Hughes reverse retro. Is it the green one, though?
Yeah,
or the
green
red?
one. Yeah, it's the green one.
I have the blue one.
Oh, okay. Oh, the Burger King one?
Yeah. I wanted it because I attended their first ever game that they wore it.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty cool.
Seagots is asking, Sam, when's the Fitz jersey coming in?
All he has to do is go on twitter.com to defend Fitz, and then he'll get fired, like he did with Lindy.
I'll never forget the Devils were 0-2 and the Fire Lindy chants, and I doubled and tripled down. I tripled down, and Nick Villano, and I wanted a quadruple down, and Nick Villano literally called me up and begged me to stop. Said that everybody's credibility's online. And I said, for you, I'll do it. I was like, I'll do it for you, Nick.
Then they won 13 in a row.
Yeah, they won 13 in a row, right? And I took receipts. I went to every tweet that went against me, and I just cut and paste. This didn't age well. This didn't age well. This didn't age well.
That was amazing. November and the first half of December of 2022 was probably right now and April that year, the playoffs. Those are the two peak moments in this podcast's history, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So far.
Yeah.
We're running a long time, Sam.
I know.
People want to get in and watch McLean. I got to get to my chair.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, all right. Well, let's get everyone's predictions for this game. Yeah, I need to get into the building too. My friend.
Yeah,
Robin,
you're gonna miss it. Hurry
my
up.
friend Robin's downstairs. She's got it. I'm sitting in the $9 million section, so maybe I should get that huge jersey first. Then I should sit in front of that lady. You know.
Absolutely.
Yeah. In section 15, I think. So, Marty McWoo, blah, blah, blah. 3-0 Jets, says Wimpy. Boy, I'm just scrolling here. 3-1 Devils, says Michael Descala. But we're up against the clock, Vinny. So what's your prediction?
I'm going to have fun with this. McLean was number 15. 8 plus 7 is 15. New Jersey Devils 8. Winnipeg Jets 7.
Okay. 18-0 Devils for Palat, says Seagots.
That's good. That's really, really good. 18-0. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
One of 5 teams in
Devils.
NHL history to never have 10.
Dag for Hansen says Chicago's taking on Palat and a first-round pick. Lawrence Eck says 3-2 Devils.
That would be cool if it were the Hawks. He'd be coming right to my backyard. I'd get to interview him tomorrow. He'd have a Zoom tomorrow, and I'd be in it, which would be awesome for business.
Could I do this? Could I put a camera feed on my Palat jersey hanging in the studio?
Yeah, they would take my credentials right away.
Lupus not is 3-2 Devils. Dag for Hansen said 4-2 NJ LGD. JFW. Michael Descala says 18-0. I'm dead.
I didn't even think of it being the Blackhawks, which is absolutely a possibility. The work that would create for me on both ends of my spectrum here.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, God.
Oh,
I almost hope not in that sense.
Yeah. AJ Visco says 4-1 Jets. Devils can't win on a ceremony night and play down to bad teams. Yeah, that's true. I was there for McMullen night, and it wasn't very good. It was
McMullen night, but what year did they honor? They honored. Was it the day they retired Eliash's number, and then they were losing 1-0 to the Islanders, and Paul Mary tied it, and then Hall won it or something. I remember that was a good game.
I don't know. Now the AI camera's
long time
moving
ago.
around right now. Anyway,
it's looking for Palat. Where'd he go?
Yeah. It's telling me it's time to go, you jerk. Palat to Chicago, says Metalander. So, yeah. So we'll have to look that up after the game. I don't think we're going to do a breaking news Woo report during Johnny Mac's ceremony. But I'm going to say 8-1 Devils. So you got the 18 right there on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, Palat. Wow. Well, I think you got a lot of work to do, Vinny. I think you got a lot of work to do.
We'll see. 10-team no trade list.
Yeah. Yeah, and maybe he wants to play with Connor Bedard. Who knows?
He almost certainly would get run on the first line, at least to start.
Yeah. So
100%.
So we'll end it with Go Johnny Mac Go. The new hit song.
Go Johnny Mac.
Yeah. So Devils, Jets tonight. Till next time. Oh, by the way, Devils After Dark after the game. Till next time, let's go Devils.
Deep down in Nasha, born in '64, was a hockey kid who could really score. He picked up a stick, learned to fly on the ice. Devils drafted him high, said you're rolling the dice. Go, 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 Johnny. 2001.